This episode is brought to you by La Quinta by Wyndham. Your work can take you all over the place, like Texas. You've never been, but it's going to be great because you're staying at La Quinta by Wyndham. Their free Bright Side breakfast will give you energy for the day ahead. And after, you can unwind using their free high-speed Wi-Fi. Tonight, La Quinta. Tomorrow, you shine. Book your stay today at lq.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Trading Coach Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Akil Stokes. In today's episode, we're going to talk about trading Forex versus stocks and futures. A little bit about why I personally made the decision to jump from the stock market to the Forex market and how I would go about trading those other asset classes if I were to ever go back. Enjoy. All right. So got the technical, let's bounce to another one. I'm trying to bounce back and forth here. Let's go to this. Nope, prop firm's gonna be last. Trailing stops. Where's the one about? Here we go. Quick question, Akil, and this goes for anyone too, right? What do you think about trading stocks and futures too? Are you using the same strategies? If you do, and if not, why do you prefer Forex? So I'll start with my own personal opinion, and then I'll kind of do a more generic one, right? So I started off as a stock trader. I thought I was an investor, but I was more of a trader, I guess a short-term investor, you want to call it, because I didn't have a lot of patience or a lot of capital. So a lot of the moves that I was supposed to hold for elongated period of time, some of them were actually pretty short. There was also an emotional aspect to that as well, where there was a brief period in time where, like, if I bought something and it didn't go up right away, I'd panic and sell it. So I guess technically I was a trader by accident, but I was supposed to be an investor. But I started in stocks. And the reason I went to Forex is because of a horrible, horrible best friend of mine, who's also the best man at my wedding, convinced me to go to Forex, right? So we were partners in crime. We were in investment partners. We've been partners since like high school. So kind of everything we do together, whether it's working jobs or like these little side hustles, we always did it together. And I got into investing. He got into investing too. Now our paths kind of diverted a little bit. He was, here's the thing. He was a better trader than me. He is a better trader than me. I have much better discipline. I have much better psychology. So right there, that should tell you, right? One of the reasons I succeeded early on and he didn't was simply due to psychology. This was the guy, you've heard me say many stories about him. He would create systems that were amazing. Like his brain for like, he can see things that he reminded me of Todd Brown for you guys that know him. He can see the market from different perspectives. And he was a magician with like indicators and putting things together and stuff like that. Sucked with trading psychology. So all those great strategies were pointless. There's also an ego thing there as well, where he wanted to make his own thing. And like, if someone on the internet was close to what he was doing, he would scrap it because like it wasn't his. And I'm like, dude, just like make money. Like that's all that matters. But anyway, he convinced me because he's always scheming. He used to trade with this group called Last Story. He used to trade this group. It was weird. So we were the opposites. And this is how we were going to rule the financial markets. I'm an early bird. He's a night owl, right? So I'm someone that can pop up 5 o'clock, do backflips, spin on my head, get my day going before the coffee even hits the back of my throat, right? But however, with that being said, like 8 o'clock at night, I'm done. The eyes get heavy. 9 o'clock, I'm twitching. Like I'm not a night person at all. He's the exact opposite. He will sleep all day. He's like a grizzly bear. He'll sleep. He won't wake up till 12 o'clock at noon. But he'll stay up all night. So the initial plan was like, when we found out about Forex was 24/7. So guess what we were going to do, guys? We were going to share an account. I was going to take the first half of the day, 5 to like 1. He would take from like, probably like 3, but usually more so the evening, to all night. And we just kill it. We'd be a money churning machine 24/7. Right? That's back when we believed that time in the market, like time was money. So I'm like, all right, if we just spend 24 hours in the market between the two of us, we'll just make money forever. Not that simple, obviously, but that was the plan. And he used to trade with this group called the Vampire Traders, right? And first I thought it was a cult. Not going to lie. I thought it was a cult. I had some conversations with him. I'm like, hey man, do we need to talk about this? Cause like I don't want you going around biting people. Like that's not cool. Like doesn't seem healthy. Like sanitary? I mean, like, and he's like, no, 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 no. They're not actual vampires. I'm like, okay, cool, good, good. I think I still thought it was a cult, but a trading cult, which I guess was like the original. We weren't in like trading forums and trading like rooms and stuff like that. There were like discords or anything like that. So I guess this was like the original trading cult instead of like before we got into forums. But it was this group of traders that were, I think they were, most of them were like down south in Florida, but they were all like night owls. So they called themselves vampire traders because like they'd be up at night where everyone else is asleep, like making profits out of the markets. But it's just, yeah, he just imagine your best friend coming to your room saying, Akil, I'm a vampire. And I'm like, what? I took out the garlic and started like, splashing them with the holy water and everything. You know, I keep a thing on the side just in case. But he first convinced me to go into Forex because he told me three things. He said, it's 24/7, which offers more opportunity. Now, over time, I saw it as time flexibility, but at the time, I was like, oh, I can just trade 24 hours a day because, you know, I'm Grindosaurus Rex. I can do that. You can start with a smaller amount of capital, right? Which was the big thing for me because I didn't have a lot of money. I was trading stocks, but I ran out of money very quickly because if I had like 3 or 4 positions on, I had no liquidity. I had nothing else to trade my new ideas. So I was always in this dilemma where it's like if I had a new trading idea or investment idea, I would have to liquidate a position from another trading idea to put it into that one. And that's like, again, if you're a short-term investor and I'm planning on holding something for months and years, but all of a sudden something comes out and I keep taking stuff out like after a few weeks, like I'm not allowing that flower to grow and bloom. I'm shortchanging myself. But so it's this constant dilemma of like, well, which is the better opportunity? Which is the quicker opportunity? And it's like, it's not a good way to invest. So the fact that I can do more with less money because of leverage and whatnot was really appealing. And of course, the thing that you can make money a lot quicker because it's a massive market. If the stock market is a small pond, the Forex market is the Atlantic Ocean. That's really how big the Forex market is. If you look at how liquid it is, it is an ocean compared to the New York Stock Exchange is a pond. So that's what got me into Forex. And then once I got into Forex, I learned technical analysis. It was a whole different way of trading, which stunk back then. You guys can hear me, right? Making sure. All right, my mic volume is really, really, really low on my thing. But yeah, so that's what got me into Forex. So I was a different type of trader. I was an investor in the stock market, fundamental analysis, my own kind of, I call it common sense analysis when it comes to stocks. Forex, I was never fundamental analysis. I was always technical analysis. Now, that's, I prefer Forex now. I love stocks. I always said I wanted to go back to stocks. I still invest in stocks, but I do have interest in trading stocks. But here's the thing. I'm really good at Forex, like in the humblest way possible. I am really good at Forex. I've been doing it for 15 years, I think. So I know the market really, really well. I know my portfolio. I know my employees really, really, really well. I don't know the stock market on a short-term basis that well anymore. So the question that I have is this. If I were to go back to the stock market, right? You guys know how I feel with bandwidth and energy bars. I would be taking a significant amount of energy away from my Forex trading, which is highly consistently profitable, to the stock market, which I would think would be highly consistently profitable, but I don't know. So do you see how that sacrifice isn't quite worth it? If I have something that's going really, really, really well, I don't want to take the chance of kind of messing it up in order to try something else. Does that make sense, guys? It's one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of thing. So I do like the stock market. I do like future. I like options. I always want to trade options. The buddy I told you about, he's an amazing options trader right now. And there was a summer where I was like, hey, you got to teach me to trade options. And I stopped myself. I'm like, I just don't have the bandwidth to like you guys are in the learning seat right now, right? It takes so much effort to learn, right? Imagine doing that again while trading full time. I already know what's going to happen because I saw this with day trading, right? I see this right now with teaching where my personal trading is going to take a hit. I just don't have the bandwidth to do all that, especially with kids and everything else that's going on. So it's something that I want to do. It's just not worth, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. But maybe one day in life, maybe when my kids are out the house and I got a whole bunch more free time and I'm not driving around to soccer practices, then maybe I can dedicate a couple hours a day to learn this new skill in the off hours from my trading. So one day, but that's why. Now, as far as trading stocks, futures, options, it's very, so I would say this. The foundational elements of technical analysis and specifically classic pattern formations, they will work across the board, right? The movement is going to be exactly in air quotes because, exactly relative, like exactly on the euro dollar today is not exactly the same as the euro dollar tomorrow. But the general principles are the same. The market goes up, down, sideways. The chart that you see in front of you, how it forms, outside returns, new structure lows, right? All of that happens in every market. However, just as in the Forex market, how different pairs have different personalities. So some are trendy, some are consolidative, some are fast, some are slow, some are aggressive, some are conservative. Some pay attention to 50% retracements more, some blow right through them. The same differences in personality with these employees, you're going to see that in the stock market and the futures markets as well, where certain trading styles may be better or worse on certain stocks. You may have to take more of a trend continuation approach versus a counter trend approach. You may have to be more conservative with your counter trend. You may be allowed to be more aggressive with your trend continuation. So you're not going to know that until you go through your testing and you see what the personality is. But as far as how price moves, right? Extensions, pullbacks, retest the structure, double tops, double bottoms, flags, pennants, head and shoulders, pin bars, engulfings, right? All of that is going to be exactly the same. So if I were to go back and actively trade stocks, not invest, right? When I invest, I do fundamental first, and then I use my technicals to give me the reason to invest, if that makes sense. I've showed you that before, where I'll have a fundamental reason, and then I'll wait for technical levels or technical formations to be my buying tools. But if I were to actively trade stocks, I would start with the same approach. Understand, I don't trade any mechanical systems, so I'm not trading like a daily chore, for example, which is very specific. I am a price action trader. There is some discretion. I'm a discretionary trader. It's my ability to interpret the market based on the information that it's given me, candlestick formations and stuff like that. I would do the exact same thing in the stock market. The only thing that I would have to make an adjustment with would be, which approach do I take? So one more example is this. You guys know I'm not a continuation trader, right? I am a counter trend trader. I am conservative. I'm in, I'm out, scaredy cat, nanny boo boo, all that fun stuff. When I day traded, I was a continuation trader because those opportunities were much more prevalent on the lower time frame to catch kind of those bigger extending trending moves. So I traded continuation all day trading, right? And that was adjustment that I made for that specific time frame. Did I do that on the daily chart, the 4-hour chart? No, right? Because you don't get as much of those spontaneous moves there. It's more, in general, the Forex market is more consolidative. So it just wasn't worth the squeeze. But on the day trading time frames, on the range bar charts in the 5 minutes, yeah, man, you can catch a nice little trend based off whatever's happening for the day. So that was an adjustment that I made for that. George said, futures is also more expensive. In futures, you need to maintain a certain balance depending on future instrument. On top of that, you need to have a surplus to cover your trade. Amen. Yep. And options are weird. I never traded options, but options are weird. There are Forex options as well, but options are weird. I am not good at timing, but there are systems built in that you can use that kind of hedge that for you, I guess you can say. So good stuff. Anything you guys would like to add? So I hope the biggest takeaway is that the general understanding of how to trade the foundational elements are what matter the most if you're going to be a technical analyst, no matter what market you're in. If you want to learn these foundational elements, here's what I recommend doing. Visit our website, www.tier1trading.com. Start with a 14-day risk-free trial membership. Get an idea for how we coach. Make yourself familiar with our community. Take in some of the live sessions. And if we seem like the right fit, sign up for the program, learn how to trade, and use that skill in the market of your liking. www.tier1trading.com. I'll see you over there.